Hi and welcome to my channel. This is my first video and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So I'll do a little tour of my island. It's not great. It's really not great, but that's what I'm going to be working on, trying to make it better. So let's see how this goes. My house is up this way. I'll show you a map once I get up here. But right now my kind of theme is like forest core, and I'm doing a bunch of squirrels essentially. So the last one I have to kick out is SHEP, which I love him, but he's got to go for the theme, you know. He's got to fit. So this is kind of how I have my map set up right now. I kind of have just like all of my houses kind of on their own island, if you will, and my house is off in the corner, and then kind of a shopping district in. Hi and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of Hi and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So hi and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So I'll do a little tour of my island. It's not great. It's really not great, but that's what I'm going to be working on, trying to make it better. So let's see how this goes. My house is up this way. I'll show you a map once I get up here. But right now my kind of theme is like forest core, and I'm doing a bunch of squirrels. Hi and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So I'll do a little tour of my island. It's not great. It's really not great, but that's what I'm going to be working on, trying to make it better. So let's see how this goes. My house is up this way. I'll show you a map once I get up here. But right now my kind of theme is like forest core, and I'm doing a bunch of squirrels essentially. So the last one I have to kick out is SHEP, which I love him, but he's got to go for the theme, you know. He's got to fit. So this is kind of how I have my map set up right now. I kind of have just like all of my houses kind of on their own island, if you will, and my house is off in the corner, and then kind of a shopping district in the middle there. So my house is, you know, just kind of decorated or whatever. I have some mail that I'll go ahead and open. I ordered a bunch of things to continue some, you know, random builds. I'm just trying to okay, well let's see. There's a couple things I want to do, but I'm struggling to figure out how I want them to come together, because I'd say I'm good at designing when I already have the materials, but when I have to like come up with a design myself to make something and find the materials, it just becomes a little difficult. Like On Happy Home Paradise, I don't have a problem, but for some reason here, I do. So, I've been watching some inspiration stuff, and we're gonna see what happens here. So, I'm gonna get my shovel out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do like my dailies. Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So I'll do a little tour of my island. It's not great. It's really not great, but that's what I'm going to be working on, trying to make it better. So let's see how this goes. My house is up this way. I'll show you a map once I get up here. But right now my kind of theme is like forest core, and I'm doing a bunch of squirrels essentially. So the last one I have to kick out is SHEP, which I love him, but he's got to go for the theme, you know. He's got to fit. So this is kind of how I have my map set up right now. Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So I'll do a little tour of my island. It's not great. Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and just kind of doing this for fun to kind of playing anyway. Might as well record, you know. So my name's Coro. Welcome in, and right now I want to play some Animal Crossing and just kind of see where this goes. So I'll do a little tour of my island. It's not great. It's really not great, but that's what I'm going to be working on, trying to make it better. So whoa, is that a scorpion? Wait a minute. Oh, it is. I don't have a net. Whoa, is that a scorpion? Wait a minute. Oh, it is. I don't have a net. Oh, yes I do. Alright, so I am back this next day, and it is daylight, and this is going to be a voiceover because for some reason my audio decided to give out, so it's just a learning experience today. So basically the goal for today is to try to kick out our beloved villager SHEP and replace him with part of the squirrel family. Ideally, I'm hoping to get Peanut or Poppy. It is actually her name. I did look it up and find out. And this actually took me a lot longer than I thought it would, so be prepared for lots of cuts and enjoy! Alright, so immediately I started looking for any villager with a thought bubble, and as I am walking through the town square admiring my little honey stall and just enjoying life, I realize that it is a Saturday, and then I can't look for Saturday, so
it's a Saturday.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Well.
Alright, so I did go to the next day and started to check around to see if any of my villagers had a thought bubble. So the first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and check SHEP's house to see if he was in there, and he was. So that means he cannot have the thought bubble, at least for right now. I did not want to wait, so I decided to go ahead and skip to the day after SHEP. As soon as I did that, I realized that he was on the start screen with no thought bubble. And you can see the thought bubble on the start screen, but I decided to go in anyways, just see what I was getting into. So Isabella informed me that I had a campsite villager, and unfortunately gave me some false hope in thinking that maybe, just maybe, it would be a squirrel and I could just replace someone and get them that way. So I went to go check my campsite villager immediately, and it was Goldie, who I absolutely love. I think she's amazing, and I will have to have her on an island at some point, but unfortunately she is not a squirrel, so she does not belong here. Goodbye, girlie, we all love you. So after skipping a few more days, I ended up running around, and I once again saw Ione with a thought bubble. I don't know what's up with this girl trying to leave, but here we are. So I do not want that, and decided that I was going to look up the best way to do this, because honestly, I haven't really time traveled too much to villager hunt. I just kind of go with the flow day by day, see where it takes me. And what it said was you need to skip to 4:59 a.m. the morning you found the thought bubble. Go in, watch the daily broadcast, and then afterwards time travel back to 1 p.m. and it should be on somebody different. So I decided to try if that works. So here's me at 5 a.m. listening to the broadcast, and I don't know what happened, but it ended up being 5:01. So I was really hoping at this point that it wouldn't mess up. But I went ahead and skipped to 1 p.m. anyways, and guess what? I am so happy because it worked. You can see him over there in the corner with his little thought bubble, and I was just so amazed that it happened to go to the one person that I needed it to. I did not have to do it multiple times, and it really just worked out. So, my lovely boy SHEP, I had to let him go, and we can continue with the villager hunt today to find somebody to replace him, unfortunately. Bye, my sweet boy. I will see you in another lifetime. So before I started hunting, I wanted to just make sure his plot was available, and I had gone to my storage, grabbed 30 Nook Miles tickets, because I figured, that would be enough, surely, right? I've never really had too much problem villager hunting. Little did I know what I was getting into. So I went for my first hunt. So here we go. We're going on our first hunt, and for the first one, I went over, immediately realized that we got a monkey, which I did not want, and the next one we got a pig, and the one after that, I climbed up on this cliff, saw that tail, instantly knew it wasn't somebody that I wanted, and went to the next island, where I found Bonbon, who I actually did not know her name, I'm ashamed to say, but she is really cute, and I think I will definitely have to have her on an island in the future. So as I was going along, I ended up getting a lot of repeats, a lot of villagers that I did not even know. Like this next one I'm about to show you, I don't think I've ever seen them in my life. I don't know many of the villagers, to be fair, but it was just, I don't think I've ever seen her. So I went to the next island, found a nice pink elephant who is actually pretty cute. And then I also found this villager, just a bunch of random ones that, I, again, have never seen before. But on this next island, I found Opal, who I think she's so sweet. She's one of my favorites for sure. I've never had her on an island, but I just had to talk to her. And she's giving me the idea to maybe one day do an all-green island. I don't know if that's crazy, but if we do, she'll definitely be on it. So after leaving my dear Opal, I went to this island, and guys, this is the third time I have found this cow. I have gotten so many repeats. There have been a few times that he has taken me back to back the same island with the same villager, and I had run out of tickets, so this time I grabbed 40, and I was over it at this point. I figured I already get through 30. I can't go through 70, right, without finding anybody? So I found Bertha, good sign, love her, and I had high hopes at this point. I figured, okay, I'm getting some cute ones, some ones that I know. I found a bottle on the beach. This must be a good sign, right? Wasn't, was pretty happy with where it was going. I found this cute goat, decided, oh, hey, maybe I should do a pastel island after my green island. Just a bunch of random ideas here and there. And I know this is my first video that I'm making, but it's just, I found it very fun this entire process. Even the 3-hour villager hunt that I had. But, I'm excited to eventually start a new island with some new ideas. So enough talk about new islands, let's focus on the one we've got. And at this point, I don't even know how many tickets I had been through, but I've always thought this. Why does it take so much dialogue to get to a new island? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you talk to Wilbur, you know, he gives you options for tools and to go home or delivery, liquidation, what have you. I think they should add an option in there to go to a new island and take a new ticket from me, because while I understand that it's, you know, part of the process, it just gets a little bit annoying after a while having to go through the same dialogue over and over and over again. But nonetheless, I made it through and I ended up finding a squirrel. Now, this is Sally. She is not one of the two that I wanted because I absolutely adore Peanut or Poppy. I would have even taken Mint, I think is her name. But at this point, I'd been through 60 Nook Mile dishes. 60. So double what I thought it would take me. And I just made the executive decision to go ahead and get her. That way I had a full squirrel family. And if I wanted to switch them out later, which I probably will, I can. So I'm a little disappointed I did not get who I wanted, but I just did not think I could sit here any longer for this villager hunt. So I took her home. And I made sure to talk to her again just because I did not want to risk me messing it up in any way, shape, or form. And I was so scared. I did not want to go through this again. So this process was entirely miserable, but it ended up working out in the end. So as soon as I got home, I found this bottle on the beach that I somehow missed before and immediately went to go check to see if the plot was sold. I just wanted to make 100% certain that I sold it to the right person because I was so scared that I messed up in some way, shape, or form. So, hooray, it's sold. I was so excited at this point and excited to finally complete one task off my list. However, it was not the person that I wanted to get, so I did go into my map and start looking at all the villagers that I had together, decide kind of who I'd want to kick out, who I'd want to replace, and just make sure it looked cohesive enough for my taste. And I thought about maybe starting a new task. Now, hear me out. At this point, I know I was exhausted because I had spent 3 hours hunting for one villager, but I was in the flow. I was so excited to go, you know, do this new thing. And so I remembered I had mentioned that I definitely wanted to make a video out of removing all of my flowers. So I went back to my list, removed the villager hunt task, and decided to go ahead and get to work on removing all of these flowers. So just as a reminder, these are all of the flowers that I have. They were kind of scattered about the island. I had planted new varieties so that I'd had them when it was time for me to start decorating. And when I ended up making my shopping district around there and was placing down a bunch of pathing, I just kind of set them down in random places, ended up forgetting about them, and they multiplied way too much. I believe my starting flower was a Cosmo because I have so many. I actually cannot remember. So I decided those were going to be the first ones I was going to remove. Now most of my flowers are in the back, so I pulled up my map and decided which section I wanted to start on first. So my island has a few different sections around there, and as I said, most of them are in the back. But I decided ultimately I wanted to just start from the corner and go from there. So I decided to start in the corner of my house, and from there on went about through most of the flowers, and I ended up getting a bunch of them. Now this is time-lapse because I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch hours upon hours of me just digging up flowers, but I will narrate a little bit along the way. So this process is actually more satisfying than I was thinking a little bit, and those took a long time, and I had to keep running back and forth and like scrambling all of my things. It felt so good to finally clean up my island. So I decided to dig up any of the flowers that I liked and place them on the beach so that they would multiply, like the black ones, the pink ones, and the blue ones. And so the rest of them to just make a little bit of extra balance. Ended up breaking, and I did not have another one, so I went back to get another one. And that one apparently was running low on life as well, and I had forgotten to buy another one when I was at Pennsylvania the first time, so I had to go through all of that. But eventually I got in the groove of what I was doing and just was able to keep going and get everything I wanted to clean up cleaned. Okay, so it is the next day. It's daytime, just so we're not in the dark a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I can. Okay, so it is the next day. It's daytime, just so we're not in the dark a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can get SHEP out. So as you can see here, I completed this section of the island, and so I pulled up my map to decide where I wanted to go next, and ultimately decided to do this section below and the section to the left. Again, most of these were cosmos, and there was a lot of pink flowers in there that I did want to keep, but I decided to get rid of them anyways and place them somewhere else. I'm gonna see if I can get SHEP out. Daytime, just so we're not in the dark a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I can get SHEP out. This part was almost really annoying because I was one spot short in my inventory for this last flower, but luckily I found this one little spot down here so that I could place a pink flower down and luckily pick back up where I left off. And I figured since it was surrounded by pathing, I could just leave it there and I wouldn't have to worry about it multiplying. So after I finished this section, I started walking through towards the section on the left. And as you can see, this is where the majority of the flowers are. I decided that I wanted to keep most of these flowers you see me running around now, and maybe just place down a blank pathing next to it. That way they won't multiply any farther than they already did. And for now, just focus on digging up all of those cosmos in this section. Okay, so it is the next day. It is daytime, just so we're not in the dark a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I can. Alright, so at this point I had gone through so many shovels and I actually completed my next Nook Mile task, and as I was placing all of these pink flowers down, I realized that I just still had way too many, so I quit where I was and I just sold any other pink flower I ended up getting. And so I finished cleaning up this top level, and then next I decided I wanted to go ahead and lay down that clean pattern I was talking about earlier and just be done with it at this point. Alright, well that was the end of this video for now. I know it was a lot of just time-lapsing and repetitiveness, but I really hope you enjoyed and I hope you come back to see me.